What makes our homes accessible?
My name is Dominic Calcelaro, and I'm 68 years old.
My name is Chester Finn.
I'm Hannah Brecker. I'm 33 years old.
My name is Jose Torres Vega.
Recently lost my lower leg due to a bone infection. I also have a neuromuscular disease that weakens my muscles, and it's progressive.
Well, I'm visually impaired, and I also have epilepsy.
I have a learning disability. I'm on the autism spectrum.
My diagnosis is cerebral palsy. I have it since birth.
What do you need to make your home accessible?
Right off the bat was that the wheelchair had to be able to get around. I had to be able to get through doorways, get into the bathroom, get into the bedroom, be able to turn it around.
A lot of space, of course, and where I can arrange the furniture in the house, where I can get around.
It's a lot easier with wooden floors and without rugs.
Ideally, my apartment must be located in the first floor. I need to have an ample kitchen and living room so that I can move around with my wheelchair. I must have enough space to navigate at least one of the sides of my bed.
I'm not good with stairs. I actually have knee issues. It's hereditary in my family. So I would definitely need like an easy, accessible way, like a ramp, for me to get in and out of my house.
I need to have grab bars both in the toilet and my shower. The shower must be a rolling shower in the bathroom, and the toilet must be a little bit higher than the standard today.
The kitchens, if you can find an accessible one, it would make things so much easier. Lower cabinets, if it had the cutout sink so you could reel underneath closer.
For someone who has autism, sometimes I do dim my own house lights a little bit so that I can not have migraines. I definitely would need one of the rooms to be like, I would say like a sensory room for me. If I do get overstimulated, which means if I do get overwhelmed by too much noise or anything like that, there is like low lights in there and then just calm music.
Be able to navigate, the front door, how to get out of the, building, and, kind of learn a little bit around, my surroundings. So knowing where everything is very important for accessibility.
What accommodations did you need when you moved in?
And the management was really well. They made a ramp in the doorway because there was a lip on my door.
My family in particular has really stepped up for me to have our house more accessible. My dad has put handrails where our laundry room is so that I can go up and down the stairs.
There was no rolling shower. There was a bathtub. And I had to ask them. They denied me. I had to talk to a third-party organization that gave me a grant. 3 months later, I was able to get a rolling shower.
Is there anything that makes your home inaccessible?
The door's on automatic because trying to push a heavy door in a wheelchair where you're forward and then you have to try to reach and get the door open, it was almost like a prisoner in here.
The building is kind of old, so there are some global failures often that happen. For example, right now the AC is broken for the entire building. With the heat, I don't sleep well because my cerebral palsy creates a dynamic tension in my muscles. My body, it makes my body to be a little harder than normal, quote unquote, normal people.
How difficult is it to find accessible housing?
So trying to find a place where a wheelchair would fit through doorways and through hallways and be on a level surface wasn't easy in this area. Because a lot of places can say they're ADA compliant, Yeah, they're compliant. They have a door that might have an automatic opening, and they might have a bathroom maybe on the first floor in the general lobby area. But having apartments that are accessible for people with disabling conditions, mobility issues, hearing impairment, visually impaired, the apartments aren't they're not accessible that way. But the building is, quote, accessible.
I want to move because I know this building is falling apart and I see no way out, at least for now. The most accessible ones are extremely expensive. I have a good job and yet I cannot afford a $2,000 or $3,000 rent.
They wanted to make sure that I could come and look at it and have a feel for what the apartment was like. Because a lot of places would say, well, this is what it's like online, and someone would have to explain it to me.
My house that I lived in since 1987, I was no longer able to live in because it's an older house, 125 years old. So it just was not, accessible at all for someone with mobility issues. I don't think I'll ever get back into my house. No, I don't think so, because I always have, like I said, I always have to have the wheelchair. If something happens, I get a bruise on my leg or an open sore where the prosthesis go, then you can't use it.
Why is it so hard to find accessible housing?
I was on the City of Albany's Industrial Development Agency board for almost 7 years. And I would ask everyone, are you doing any accessible apartments in your units? But trying to get developers to build these places, even a small percentage of the buildings, of the apartments, it's worse than pulling teeth. It's even worse than trying to get inclusionary housing and affordable rents, and to be honest with you.
When you hand stuff that is crucial for human existence to private corporations, you sign a dead warrant for a lot of people. You're giving entities that have no moral ground and have only a one bottom line, which is money, the control of essential benefits, essential services, essential stuff that should be sacred for everyone.
For more on the intersection of housing and disability, check out Shelterforce's Under the Lens series, Not Just Ramps, at shelterforce.org.